Son of this America. And we team of Facebook. I told you, fetch me now on T sound no. Now on T sound, but you fetch me. All my Facebook listeners, I know you did. The sound was kind of a little bit down, so I'm very sorry about that. But I will go back and tell you what we're talking about. We're talking about the issues that happen in the United States. One happened in Ferguson, Missouri, concerning Michael Brown, a teenager who was shot dead by a cop, and that generated a very big issue. It was a very big incident in Missouri that people's businesses were burnt to ashes, and companies were closed down, and it cost a whole lot of millions of dollars, economically, because of that kind of issue. But sometimes when we hear people talking about those kind of issues, they forget about the most important point that they should tackle. And I also talk about America being through a lot of hardship situations, Great Depressions, and they've been through wars, and they've been through a whole lot of issues. Great Depression, and 9/11, and ISIS going on, Iraq and Afghanistan, and unemployment, and a lot of conflict has happened in this country. But let me tell you one thing. America was able to endure, or has been able to endure through those issues, because whenever anything happens, America come together as one to tackle the issue. They don't come together as color or race or whatever. They come together as one to tackle the issue. They forget about their political affiliation, they forget about their personal interest, but they come together as a nation to fight against that kind of situation. Great Depression, nobody talk about Republican or Democrat or white or black. It was for everybody, and they stood together, they fought together to tackle the issue and to solve the issue. 9/11 happened. Nobody talk about white or black, Asian or Hispanic, whatever. They came together as Americans to tackle the issue and to solve it. And that made this country even stronger. The love for the country made so strong. The education and the patriotism became so strong that nobody or no country can break apart. When we look at the Confederation Wars, the wars among the states that happened, the tribal wars that happened over here. Look, America used those incidents to build this nation. That is why now we have what we call the United States of America, that every citizen enjoys every right that the forefathers fought to put together. Our officers in the uniform, armed forces, go to Iraq and Afghanistan, fight. Some doesn't come back again. The Iraq war, most officers died. Most police officers died. Most, army personnel died. Afghanistan, they died. 9/11 people died. But that is the time, that's what they show their patriotism. When they come together to just honor the person and talk about him, what he's done, his time sacrifices help this nation build together. It's very sweet and great, and it touches the heart of everybody. When I hear the American anthem being played, I get goosebumps. You feel it, you feel the spirit. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. It is sacrifice, dedication, commitment. You don't just sit in your house and eat bologna and eat sandwiches and eat fufu and stuff and by sacrifice. People's lives are on the line. Police officers, people in the army, to go out on a mission 6 months, 1 year, risking their lives. So if you're here and enjoy this kind of life, you should say thank you to the army, thank you to the police, and thank you to the men and women in uniform. Anyway, let me get back to Michael Brown's issue. I know there are some bad cops out there, but when I hear about color and he's black or he's white, she's white, she's black, it just makes me sick. It is not a color thing, it's attitude, it's the cultural difference that we have. If you don't respect the law, you don't respect mankind, it doesn't matter which color or which race you fall within. You hate whoever is imposed that on you. Police officer is out there to to enforce the law, to make sure that the bad guys are off the street. So if you're the bad guy, the police officer trying to stop you from doing what you got to do to do your stuff, you call that person police as a bad person. No, he's not. But your attitude, if the officer asks you to stop, you stop. Lay on the floor, you lay on the floor. Your hands up, you hands up. You respect the law, you just listen to the officer to do what you want to do. If you do that, he's not going to pull his gun out of his pouch and just, shoot you. But if you disrespect or disobey or trying to resist, trying to run, he's been given the powers by the state, by the federal government to do what is right at that particular time. If you threaten his life, he will do what is right according to the power given to him by the state or by the federal government to defend him or herself. So when stuff like this happens, and we hear this human rights activist or Mr. Sharpton, I respect you, or everybody, you guys are so great. But when stuff like this happens, I think it's about at that time we all reflect our mind back on how America got to where we are right now. The sacrifices made and how we use those situations to achieve or to learn or to bring us together. Don't divide each other. Don't divide the country. Michael Brown's life has been sacrificed, and may his soul rest in peace. And I pray for his family. But once stuff like this happens, it's about a time that we use that occasion to teach other kids that, hey, if you disrespect police or you disobey police or disobey the law, this is what could happen. So that you may not fall into such situation again. But when the situation whereby you condone or connive, or maybe you assist, or to play a very biased role, just go to one side because he's white, that's why he shot a black guy. No, that might be. There are some bad cops out there. I'm not disputing to that fact. But we should get the fact involved and know what really happened. Even after getting the fact, we should at least think about an army officer who was out there in Iraq trying to fight for his country. An army officer who was in Afghanistan, was fighting for black and white, but his life was taken by somebody, by a Taliban or somebody else. We think about that person as well. That he didn't go there to fight for only white community. He's out there in Iraq, he's out there in Afghanistan fighting for everybody in America, including me. I'm not an American, I'm an African. But I love this country to death. And my word to the guys out there, don't even think about hurting this country. Anybody who can hear me, wherever you can listen to me from, don't even think about it. Because you try to hurt this country, America will come for your ass. Yes. This country is the greatest country on earth and is blessed. So if you're out there trying to do anything bad to this country, don't even think about it, because America will look for you, they'll find you, and they'll just kick you behind. Anyway, so to my black folks, we other people don't hate us because of the color of our skin, it's our attitude. Black folks, when we in our communities, look, we like to open our music loud in our vehicles, we try to pimp our vehicles, big rims and stuff, barbecues and have fun and do things. That's our lifestyle, that's our culture, that's our attitude. Most people can't put to that, cannot put up to it. I understand that. White folks get their own thing, nice family, their house, and the father put on tie and get some ranch and do his thing and eat sandwiches and do things and nice. They have their own thing. That's their culture. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. Black folks don't hate our culture. And why don't hate the black culture? That's who we are. one thing is, Black's gonna be here forever, and why is gonna be here forever? So why can't we all come together to a certain point and say, okay, this is how to do their things? And let me give one example. There's one president, President Clinton. He used to be called the first black president in this country. You know why? Because he understood the black culture. He's able to mingle with the black community and do what black people do and understand what black people do and stuff. That is what everybody wants to say. You cannot do it all, but don't hate it. Whichever way you can meet us, to be fine. Respect is good for everyone. Doesn't matter which part of the world you come from. The word respect is great, and we all love it. So if you listen to me right here on this time online radio, my name is Daniel DeSante. You can listen to me on Facebook. You can send me a message. You know, you can tell me something. You know, let me know how you feel. Let me know how you feel. You know, because this issue is our issue. I have 2 American kids that I'm trying to raise for them to respect the law of this country, respect the law enforcement, to respect everybody, to live a very positive attitude, character. Then I think with that, they will never fall into any trouble. You know, that's what I come to realize. So if you're a political pundit or you radio commentator, you still on behind your booth or maybe your studio, that cubicle, and you talk about color, please stop it. Stop it. Don't put your personal interest in it. You might be a racist. Yeah, I understand that. We have some racist people in the system. I know people who don't like that attitude. They hate it so bad that they don't. But don't put it on air. Don't pollute minds. Kids listen to you. Weak-minded people listen to you. Weak-minded. Their mind is very weak. So when they hear something, they take it. They think that's who they are. No, black folks are good. There are some bad ones. Just like cops, there are some bad cops. White folks are very good. There are some bad ones. I know, it's everywhere. There's a saying in the black neighborhoods that there's a crackhead in every home. That's what it is. So let's all come together as one and find a very reasonable solution to this problem. And once things happen like that, we should not jump on it and criticize one particular side and just pollute other minds. And that could result in demonstrations and banning of business and stuff like that, like what happened in Missouri, Ferguson. It shouldn't be like that. And my people, black folks, let's all come back to, reasonable table and teach our kids and our generation. Because, look, it's so beautiful when I see a black folk, mingle with white folks. Like whenever I love NFL. Whenever I watch the game, when I see a white folk throwing the ball to a black person, catching the ball and touchdown, we all going together like that. It's like, wow, this is beautiful. I like that. I watch NBA and I see, white and black play together and then shaking and kicking bat and stuff, like touching your body. This is beautiful. That is what life is supposed to be about. But please, don't attach your personal stuff to something that is right. Like when I hear people talk about President Obama, who is a very good guy. He's a very good guy. He endures. He inherited a very big issue or situation when he first took over the office, and he's been able to turn this around. And he didn't do it on his own. His cabinet is full of white and blacks. It's beautiful. It's nice, but some people don't like him. This is crap. Anyway, let's move on to Eric Garner, which case happened in New York. According to the report, he was trying to resist an arrest made by the police, New York police officers, and in the process he was put down or choked, according to the coroner's report. But one thing is, if you have any medical issues and you involved in this kind of thing, please, for your own interest, you don't have to go through that. If you have medical issues and you abuse the law, you do something wrong, police is coming to arrest you, it's that about that time you go down quietly to avoid any further injuries, your previous health issues. Anyway, but that has happened. And my heart goes to the families, and may his soul rest in peace. And there's nothing we can do. It has already happened. But this should be a lesson. And my lesson to, I think, the government or the police department or law enforcement is that one thing I've come to realize in this country is that when the police officer pulls you over, he will ask you of your license and everything, and insurance, and some particulars, and sometimes ask you, do you have any gun on you? Do you have any illegal drugs on you, or something that you need to know? Those are very good. They are very good stuff to know, so that his work will be very easier and your time will be saved. You're not going to spend much time. If you have to go to jail quick. But there's one thing I would like to add to it. This show is entitled, my show is The Last Opinion. After all these guys have talked about their trash and the good ones, the bad ones, that's when I come in. I think it's about time that police department or the federal law enforcement should act or should add such question to their questionnaires. That when they pull anyone over, regardless of that case or whatever, with traffic or being arrested, they should ask for the person's medical status. If that person is sick, has any medical problem, so in case they have to effect any arrest, they know how to put it. They know how to go about it. I think it will help to avoid situations like what happened in New York. When I'm appealing to the government that there should be a law that will allow police officers to ask of anybody who is involved with the law his or her medical status, either he got some problem medically that they should know, so that they have to call ambulance and they have to get extra precaution to affect an arrest. They need to know all that. So I think whoever is hearing me right now across the United States can relay this message to the government, that you heard this from Tamola Radio and my name is Danny Asante. We should add this. When I hear about laws and stuff being played, I love it. But these are some of the stuff we can use to stop that happening to Mr. Eric Garner in New York from happening again. When some of these officers is going to affect an arrest or pull someone over, or anything that involves an arrest, you should ask the person of his or her medical status or what is going to happen. If the person says have no medical problem, then it will be recorded, on the radio that he said he has no medical problem. If you have any medical problem, it will be recorded. If you need medical assistance or maybe ambulance, they can guide you before they take you to jail. Even when they take you to jail, they will know how to process you because of the information given to them. But if you don't, then you leave it to the jail up people. But anything can happen before you get to jail. So I think this should be taken down, and it's going to help all of us. Our time is up. I've taken 40 minutes already, but I'll wrap it up. Tomorrow, we have 3 topics to talk about today. We had Eric Garner and Michael Brown and gays and lesbianism issue, which has been a very big. They think it's too big. It's not too big. I don't know why people cannot talk about it. We hear people preach talking about it. We hear people from different religious backgrounds talking about it. We hear people from different trying to shy away from it. It's simple. It is simple. Tomorrow at exactly 12 o'clock, we're going to talk about gay and lesbianism on this show. Tomorrow at exactly 12 o'clock, we're going to talk about gays and lesbianism issue on this show. But before I go, let me say something on that. I can't see nothing wrong with two adult, mature men trying to become partners. And I can't see anything. Let me put this way. I wouldn't hate anybody or put hatred on any man trying to, practice his sexual orientation with other men, same-sex partners. You don't have to hate such person. You don't have to. So when I hear people from different religious backgrounds, different cultural backgrounds say, "Oh, I hate this too," that's too much. You hate yourself. Let me say something. Gay And lesbianism is not a fashion. Gays, lesbianism, it's not a fashion. It's not a profession. It's a lifestyle. It's a culture. Just like prostitution. Just like womanizing. Just like somebody who likes to sleep with other people's wives. It's a lifestyle. So if you're gonna go hide behind your Bible or maybe your religion or your Quran or to hate gay people or lesbians, you deviating. Bible doesn't teach us that way. Quran doesn't talk about that. It is not a fashion. It is not a profession. It's a culture. It's a lifestyle. And my Bible tells me that all sin is sin. There's no classification. It's a sin. So if that's his part of being a sinner, don't condemn him or her, because Bible says you should not even judge. I have gay friends. I'll be honest. I have gay friends. I don't practice same-sex thing. I don't practice that, but I don't hate anybody who practices that, because that is his lifestyle. That is his culture. That is what he wanted. That is his lifestyle. It's like somebody telling you cannot put on suit. You cannot wear a jacket. He's trying to deprive you from your right. So I think it's about time we all come to the table and practice our beliefs. We practice our beliefs. I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I believe in the Holy Spirit. Yes, that's my belief. I believe in, yes, a man marrying a woman. Yeah, I believe in that. That's my lifestyle. That's my culture. Having kids. But that person is also a son of God, a daughter of God. That's what he believes in. So instead of you criticizing the person, it's about time you just pray to God and ask God to do something if it's not right. My time is up. Tomorrow, 12 o'clock, we're here talking about this issue. My name is Daniel DeSante, this time on the radio. I love you so much for being part of this. You know, when I sit down here, I talk a lot. And I talk sense. That's a show, it's called The Last Opinion. We need to do that. We need to. Somebody got to talk about it. So, until tomorrow, 12 o'clock, all I say is good night. And God bless you. God bless your family. Whatever you do, be a blessing. Don't hate anybody. Don't hate anybody. Pray for everybody. And God will bless you. Good night.